Have you ever wondered exactly what a good buddy is? A good buddy is a term used to describe a fakie invert. Fakie meaning to ride the board backwards, and an invert is a hand plant. Now, a backwards hand plant may sound really intimidating, but as I'm about to prove to you, the real secret to this trick is actually how easy it can be.
First, you want to find the appropriate ramp to try this on.
I'd recommend some kind of half pipe or mini ramp when starting off, so you can easily find your speed coming fakie off the other side. You might be thinking that you need some kind of vert ramp to do this, but trust me, you don't. Vert does make this trick easier to do, but that only applies when you're at the stage where you can get your hand on the coping. Personally, I learned this trick on a mini ramp before ever taking it to vert, and I'll be teaching you the same way.
Next, you need to know how to set up for this.
When it comes to foot positioning, I just place my feet in the pockets of the nose and the tail, so I have plenty of room to squat down and plant my hand.
But because the technique for this trick comes from your upper body, I wouldn't even worry about your feet. I just focus on your arms.
For a good buddy, you grab the board with your back hand, and your front hand is the one we'll be using to plant on the ramp. Once you have your feet set up and your arms ready to go, then you just need to know how to plant your hand to push off the transition. I'd recommend trying this on flat a few times to see if you have the motion right before taking it to the ramp. The trick here is to have your front hand close in front of you and push your body directly up off it, kind of like you're doing a push-up. You'll know if you're doing this right if you can get all four wheels off the ground. You want to focus on pushing your body straight up and over your arm while trying to suck your legs up. This will allow you to use the strength in your arm to lift your wheels off the transition and give you the space that you need. When you're comfortable with that, you can start rolling fakie and doing small hand hops low in the ramp to get started. It may seem a bit pointless to learn these so low in the transition, but if you can get your wheels off the ground when you're this far below coping, you'll only find it easier as you work your way up. Remember to always push your body up and off your arm like a push-up. Don't fall into the trap of trying to push yourself directly up the ramp, as this won't work. As you get more confident, start going faster and working your way up until you feel your back wheels starting to hit off the coping, just like my friend Adrian here. When you start doing that, you'll notice that bonking your wheels off the coping gives you that much needed spring that you can use to create space between you and the ramp. This momentum will also take most of the weight off your arm and make this trick start to feel effortless. This is where you can start experimenting to see how far you can push your board out and over the coping before bringing it back in. I also find it helps to put your back foot out behind you to create extra space. From here you want to focus on working your hand further up the ramp, eventually touching your thumb on the coping and finally resting your palm on top. At this stage, all you need to do is have some fun with them. Remember that most people can't do this trick on a mini ramp, so it can look pretty unique. This trick gets easier on higher ramps and with more speed, so play around with it. If you have access to a vert ramp, then I definitely recommend doing some on vert as they feel completely weightless and you don't need to worry about hanging up.